Hey everyone, it's me, Aridosa, just call me Rashid. I'm an anthropologist and sociologist. Subscribe to the channel, become a member, and leave some donations for me on PayPal. Thank you very much appreciated. All right, the topic of this video. I want to keep it as short as possible, but I can't guarantee it will remain short. But anyway, the topic of this video is stay sharp. Yes, stay sharp. I heard people say things like, in life, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And they refer to social connections. For example, you could be someone that graduated Harvard, but because your social circle is quite small and you don't really know that many people, it's very hard for you to get a job. Or let's say you start your own business, but you need funding for your business. If you have a social network that includes people connected to business folks, that will benefit you. And someone with an extended social network can get more done than someone with no social network. So that's obvious, that's common sense. But don't think that just because you know specific people, that that's enough to be certain and secured in life. And I'm addressing believers right now, okay? Because a lot of believers have this faulty perception that if they just have the right connections, to call them divine connections, to call them in church, everything's going to be smooth. No. In life, there's one thing you can decide upon. Nobody has control, okay? But we do have influence. There's one thing you can always influence immediately, and that is your own behavior. Now, in some cases, because of mental illness, you may have difficulty with it. In that case, you look for help. But in general, you can impact your own behavior immediately because it's yours. So focus on you doing what is best. All right? I'm not saying that if other people are malfunctioning or they're out of line, that it's okay. But here's the thing. You don't have direct influence on what they're doing. So to waste effort on them is counterproductive. Be the best version that you can be. But okay, let me continue with the topic, staying sharp. And write this down for yourself. Write this down for yourself. In life, it's not about what you know, nor who you know. It's about remaining sharp in daily life. I'm going to repeat it one more time because I want you to hear this well. I want to stick with you. In life, it's not about what you know, nor who you know, but about remaining sharp in daily life. Okay, let me give an example to you. Your name is Jack, okay? And you bought a new car. Not a down payment, you just bought the car, $20,000 all at once. It's a nice car, a new model. Your neighbor's thinking, whoa, Jack, that's a nice car. You said, thanks, man. I saved for over 2 years and now I can buy the car. So then the neighbor tells you, so all those times you stayed at home, you didn't go out partying, you were actually saving for a better goal. You tell him, yeah. And he tells you, well done, man, I'm proud of you. I'm going to tell my children about this. You inspire me. Okay, you post a picture on Facebook about your car, and you also put it in your Instagram story. But suddenly throughout the day, you feel unrest. You feel tired. But here's the thing, you bought the car over 3 weeks ago, and your neighbor complimented you at the beginning. It's now after 3 weeks you decide to put this on social media. Because though to you, being at work and all that, you forgot to share the good news. But now, once you put it on social media, within the first hour, you got a few likes. And 2 of your nephews commented on you. Well done, bro, and all of that. But for some reason you feel off. And you can't figure out why you feel off. So now you're at work. And one of your colleagues noticed that you're a bit anxious. So he decides, Jack, come for a moment. Say, okay, Bob, I'm coming. And Bob is telling you, hey, Jack, I see you're quite anxious. Something's off. Don't tell me everything is fine. Because hey, if you don't, we're just colleagues. We are responsible for each other's well-being over here. So what goes on? And you tell him Listen, Bob, I know what goes on. Things are going well in my life for some reason. For the past few, for the past, I'm saying for the past few hours, I've been feeling such unrest, like something is wrong. And then Bob asks you, Jack, tell me what's been going on in your life recently. Well, not much. I bought a new car, as you can see outside. Then Bob asks you, how many people know you bought a new car? Oh, just people in my neighborhood who know about it. They've been congratulating me. My neighbor even told me that I inspired him because I was saving for 2 years to buy a new car. And, well, today, in the early morning, I posted on social media. Because I totally forgot to do that, by the way, because I'm not that often on social media. And the guy, Bob asked you, did you post it on Instagram as a story? You said, yeah, I did. Show me with your phone the post and show me how many people have seen it. So Jack picks up his phone and shows them, hey, here's a story. 120 people saw it. Okay, check how many who the people are. So with Bob there, Jack checks who the people are. And he asked Jack, do you know these people? Yeah, most of them are relatives, friends, people I'm kind of close with. Then Bob tells you, Jack, I only see 2 reactions over here. Do you know who those 2 people are? Nah, these are just some random people on Instagram because I tagged the brand of the car. Toyota, that's why. Then Bob tells Jack, put your phone away. Okay? And Bob looks very sternly at Jack and said, Jack, do you realize what's going on right now? And Jack thinks, no, why are you looking so stern? What goes on? He tells Jack, this has been your problem. You've been working here for 3 years, and this is what I've noticed about you. You are not sharp when it comes to daily life. And that's why you're in this situation right now. So Jack's thinking, okay, explain to me, Bob, what do you mean? And he said, Jack, you bought a new car, okay? Yes, you work from 9 to 5, so you're not on social media that often, and your friends and family, they don't live that close to you. Okay, you bought a new car. You forgot to share it on social media, okay? It doesn't matter, you shared it. How come it's already in the late afternoon now? And already 120 people have seen it. It only takes 3 seconds to leave an emoticon comment on an Instagram story. It only takes less than a minute to type a message. How come all these people who are friends and family, they don't even react nor respond to your good news? But Bob, it's just less than 24 hours. Hold on a minute. Just hold on a minute, Jack. You're making excuses again. Stop doing that. I mean, remember 2 years ago when you posted that joke on Facebook, and a lot of people began to respond to you saying, "Man, this joke's not really funny, whatever." How long did it take for all these people to respond? Well, it was just within less than half hour. Hold on a minute. So if you post something that people don't like or they're upset about, they know how to act out on it. But when something good is happening, they don't know how to say anything. So they had time today to go on social media and to see what you posted. You're not the only one they check on social media. I'm sure they also check other people. And I'm sure if you would look at the activities of some of these other people, you can see they like this, and that, unless they put it on private. But hold on a minute. How come these people are exposed to you, but they don't react and respond towards you? If you're not interested, why are they even watching what you're doing? And suddenly Jack is thinking, whoa. And Bob tells him, Jack, as a human being, the community around you expects you to be alert and pay attention and to be considerate of them and sensitive, rightfully so. If you fail to do that, people ostracize you, people blacklist you, or sometimes even fire you from your job, or if your insensitivity becomes legal, they even arrest you and put you in prison. Why should you be the only one considering the community, but the community doesn't consider you? What is that? Now, not everyone in the community knows you even exist. That's even impossible. You have thousands or millions of people around. But the people around you are aware of your existence. They have the obligation to check on you. They do. I don't care whether they're strangers or close friends. They have a natural human obligation to consider you. Just like they expect you to consider them in your behavior in daily life. But how come if people were close to you, they are slow in congratulating you? Tell me 10 days from now how many people responded to it. 10 days go by. Bob asks again, yo, Jack, how many people responded? One more friend from high school responded. Well, friend, he said Quantas from high school. Then Bob, that high school is like so many years ago. So someone you haven't spoken to in years takes the time and effort to respond to you. But the people so-called close to you don't do it? How do you feel now? Well, to this morning when I came in, I still felt a bit anxious. And Bob tells him, listen, this anxiety you're feeling is a warning symptom. Your body is picking up danger. Have you spoken to all these people in the past 10 days? Jack said, no, I didn't. Next time when they talk to you, watch out. And guess what? A few days afterwards, some of Jack's relatives began to talk to him. And they began to talk about some new law that came out that the road taxes are going up. And they talk about the Green Party saying that there are too many cars around in the country polluting the environment and less people should have cars. And some even talk about gasoline prices going high. And Jack was thinking, hold on a minute. My colleague Bob is right. You guys never cared about what the Green Party was saying. You guys never cared about environmental issues. How come suddenly you guys talk to me and the main topic you talk about is there are too many cars around, about the environment and all that? How come you guys so suddenly concerned like that? And then it got through to Jack. Hold on a minute. It's been 3 weeks now since I posted my car online. And these people did not even respond. And now they talk to me and they talk about there are too many cars around, cars polluting the environment. What they're actually saying is, we don't want you to have the car. But they can't say it to my face because they can't object me having a car because it'll make them look bad. It's going to discredit them. So they're hinting how they're feeling about the situation. So they're using covert accusation. So Jack by now learned from his colleague Bob he was more sharp. He was sharper than ever. So Jack did not argue with those people. Even though Jack was hurt emotionally because of it, Jack went into therapy and Jack, in a peaceful way, limited contact with those people and moved on. Well, that's what we all should do once we notice inconsistencies with the people that are around us. Now look, it's one thing if you are late, if you're out of work and it's late and you see something and you think, oh, Jack got a new car. I'll talk about it tomorrow. You may forget a day or two, but you can't forget it all the time. And you also social media checking other people. Now, this is not a video about social media. Okay, apart from social media, okay, how do people react and respond to you? Pay attention. And when people talk to you, what tone are they talking to you and what attitude do they have when they talk to you? Just pay attention to those things. That's one thing I want you to understand. When people are exposed to something that they don't agree with, if the thing they don't agree with, if the thing they object, if their objection is illegitimate, they're not going to express their objection. Why? Because expressing their objection will expose them. In an example of this, Jack, they won't say, Jack, we're not happy having the car. We don't want this in our face. If they express that, everyone will tell them, no, why? What the heck is wrong with Jack having a car? He didn't steal the car or whatever. Then they have to explain that they were talking shit behind Jack's back. That Jack's not taking steps in life, Jack's only working, but it's time for friends and family. They were talking shit about Jack behind his back. Some people even were treating Jack in a horrible way in the open, and now Jack is one who took a step in life they didn't. So Jack making a step openly makes all of them look bad. So all of them now face backlash. Everyone's telling them, you talk shit about this Jack, but what have you done? So they lost the credibility and the trustworthiness. So they're now facing backlash for how they've been treating you behind the scenes. So that's why I'm not happy with you making progress in life. That's why they couldn't make the effort to even pretend to be happy for you. Now, some people will pretend as if they're happy for you, but even then you can see something's off with their reaction. What I'm saying is that when people are around you, they have a natural obligation to consider you, just like you have to consider them, whether you're close involved with them or not. Because I know for sure if Jack posted a bag of weed on social media or a bag of cocaine or something that looks like cocaine, absolutely, they would react by calling the cops or whatever. How come Jack has good news manifesting and people simply don't want to engage the situation or get involved? It is because they're not in agreement with it. I want you to be sharp about these things, because too many people are not sharp when it comes to social relationships and other people's reactions. If you're not sharp when it comes to other people's reactions and how they talk to you and all of that, you will end up in unnecessary trouble. Don't you know there are people out there who were set up and killed? And the reason they got set up and killed because they didn't notice they were in a bad situation. And listen what I'm saying over here. Even if someone is a fellow believer, if you are not at peace about someone who's a fellow believer, there's something off. Me? I'm very strict in this. I don't give a damn that you're a believer. I don't care that you're quoting scripture. I don't care you're filled with the Holy Spirit. If you, the human being, if you are not involving and engaging me in a proper way, I'm telling you, I'm taking note of it. I'm not going to argue with you and cause a scene, but I'm going to keep my safe distance from you. And if I notice there's something seriously off, I'm going to pray repercussions on you, even as a fellow believer. But or she should love one another, you should forgive one another. Yes, forgiveness is your attitude. And walking in love towards everyone is a commandment. But we cannot walk in love with everyone, not even all fellow believers. Don't you know that there are believers who operate in envy and jealousy? Don't you know that there are believers who are upset with you making steps in life because they're not doing anything? Don't you know there are even believers who have a narcissistic outlook on life? It's all about them being left alone. And anything that disrupts their ease, for example, you breaking through in life, reveals that they haven't done anything. It makes them look bad. Don't you want the believers resent that you're breaking through? I'm telling you, stay sharp. I'm not telling you to become suspicious and to become paranoid and to lose your mind. No. I'm not telling you to become paranoid and start fighting arguments unnecessarily with people. No. Just stay sharp. Check also if you notice any pattern. For example, if you always notice that anytime you have some type of breakthrough in your life, some type of good news is happening to you, that a specific individual always tends to fall out with you. They don't know about the breakthrough you're going through, but for some reason they get upset with you or they stay silent. They don't react to you. Whether it's on social media or in real life, they're kind of distant towards you. You notice that from time to time this individual tends to become distant towards you. But they're not distant towards other people. But then you notice, those other people they're not distant towards don't have anything going on. You do. Now, how, so you didn't even tell that individual what's going on in your life, about the good news. But around the time the good news is unfolding, they become distant towards you. Either they're doing fortune telling, and they figure out things about you that they object, or they can feel the backlash of them being invested against you. Okay. Let's say, for example, you have a female cousin, okay? But this female cousin has a boyfriend and a bunch of friends who don't like you for some reason. But she is codependent on their approval, so she gets along with them disliking you. One day she sees on social media that you are on a vacation in, let's say, Fiji or in Bali or whatever, having a good time. Now she sees that, she gives a like and all of that, but you notice that for a while she doesn't communicate with you. Even when you text her, say how you're doing, she doesn't respond. What goes on? She's invested in keeping you back in life because she depends on the approval of people who don't like you. So if she celebrates you the way you open, it's going to irritate the people that she relies on for her approval. So she has an investment to hold you back. That's why she may give you a little like on Instagram, whatever, but she'll never talk to you or anything like that. Now you don't know that she's involved with people that don't like you. But nevertheless, her behavior and her attitude shows that she has an investment against you. I'm telling you, pay attention to people's reactions and responses, and also to their common attitude towards you over time. If you notice a pattern that every time you have good news, certain people are kind of distant or uninterested towards you, or worse, if you notice that any time there's bad news, some people are just silent, they don't even respond, or they suddenly come close, find out more about the bad news, now you also know something's up. Look, this is not a video to tell you to suspect everyone, to be suspicious of everyone, and to become paranoid. Absolutely not. If you have paranoia, look for mental health, please. It's not a good thing. I'm just pointing out to you, we as believers need to stop this fairy tale that every believer is on our side. Remember Judas? Judas was a believer, born again. But Judas did not walk by faith. Judas was worldly and undelivered. And Judas, in his undelivered state, betrayed Christ. Now, this was Judas, a believer. Your Judases are not unbelievers who become devil worshippers, all of that. Your Judases are fellow believers that don't want to move on or who are still escaping. Or they're fellow believers who have an interest that they shouldn't have. Just stay sharp, please. Me, I'm not arguing with anyone. And if the opportunity is there, I will address you. But I'll never argue with you to know the end of that. But just know, I'm sharp on everyone, including those who are listening to this. I'm sharp on everyone. If I notice any inconsistency in your attitude towards me or your behavior towards me, I'll document it. And if ever you come with a subtle accusation, hey, you get the proof back onto you. Or if God tells me to leave it alone, I'll leave it alone, but you won't hear from me again. Stay sharp, please. Okay, the video is not short. It's over 22 minutes, but I hope this video benefited you. Stay sharp. If people have the time to walk away from you and to ignore you, they also have the time to engage you. If they choose to ignore you, act like whatever, or like you don't matter, or like they didn't see anything, that's because they have objections to what goes on. That's why. For example, there was this example of this African-American woman and this European-American woman who were best friends. The African-American woman needed a job. The bestie of her best friend was this European-American woman. She knew about the job that would be perfect for her best friend. But instead, she talked about this job opportunity to another European woman. And now this other European woman got the job. And when the African-American woman found out, she thought, what the heck? We were besties since high school. You know I need a job. So why the heck do you help this other European woman out and not me? Well, this has to do with racism. I didn't want to go there with this stuff, but I just want to show you. This other woman, she has an investment in racism. So she can be best friends with an African-American individual, but at the end of the day, she has a racist motivation to make sure her people are perceived at the top. She referred a job to a woman she barely knew, while there was a woman she was close with who needed that job. What's the difference? The other woman she barely knew was of the same quote-unquote race, as they call it, which is a political construction anyway. And this best friend of hers was not of that group. Now, this is something that actually happened, but I'm just telling you, pay attention to people. Because I'm telling you, at some point, people will show what they really are and how they really feel about you. Pay close attention. Be at peace.